Hello everybody, we're Battlecry 360 USA.
Welcome.
Today we'd like to talk about a few topics, and not just government shutdown, but also what started back when Joe Biden was VP. In running for the White House, he stood at the podium and stated, anybody who feels oppressed in their country should immediately surge our borders. Started out as a slow trickle. As the years went by, we had more numbers every single day. We had people crossing into the United States illegally because VP Biden asked them to do exactly what they did, all on our dime. All the illegals that crossed by foot or even by plane, because Democrats knew that Americans were getting pretty pissed off because of the numbers, coming across the border by foot. So once they got their illegals in our country, they shipped them to blue states. And there's a reason why. Because blue states are ran by socialists. That doesn't work in a republic. But you bring in all these illegals, 20, 30 million. You overwhelm our resources. Denver, Colorado was one of them that was complaining about it at their hospitals. All across the nation where you have these blue states that are sanctuary cities for these illegals. So you're aiding and abetting illegal aliens and you're giving them everything free. Well, why wouldn't they come here? You know, if you offer somebody, hey, come to our country and we're going to pay for everything. Well, that's not free. That comes out of our pockets. American citizens. The Democrats step up to the podium and they state, oh, we're going to lose all this health care for about 10 million Americans. Americans? Notice they didn't say citizens after that word.
Yeah, I understand calling them Americans because you're in America. But you need to be an American citizen, a tax-paying,
well, then you could
American
call anybody
citizen.
an American then. Okay, they come over here from El Salvador or wherever they come
Third
from.
world countries.
Thank you. And they send their worst.
And then they sit there and wave their flag from their country while they're in our country, America.
All right, well, let's talk about how Islam here in the United States, they believe that their religion is above all others. And you will kneel to them, to Islam, which follow a false prophet, Muhammad. Muhammad was married to a little girl, I believe she was 6 or 8 years old. I want to say 6.
I think so.
And then didn't consummate the marriage until 8, I think it was, 8 years old. Can you believe that shit? I mean, seriously.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
And then they are here in Dearborn, Michigan, playing their prayers 5 times a day over loudspeaker. I heard enough of that shit over in Iraq to last me a lifetime. So, Islam, they're here because of Obama. Obama was a Muslim. He brought in 80,000 Muslims and planted them in Michigan. Now take a good look at Dearborn, Michigan right now and what's going on. Take a good look. Okay? They got a foothold now. And there's even a few of them in our government. 9/11 happened. You remember that 9/11?
9/11.
When 9/11 happened?
Yeah.
And we said we would never forget. Well, I believe the Democrats were involved in that. I really do. Every bit of it. Because those buildings shouldn't have come down. But they did. And the way they came down, I could go on and on about that. But we'd like to get back to illegals that the Democrats are fighting for. And it's another reason why they voted against the people 6 times, so that the clean resolution, the CR, would pass. But the reason why they're not passing the CR right now is because of their illegals. They want to keep giving illegals free health care. Well, let me tell you something, people, again. It's not free.
1.6 trillion, wasn't it?
$1.6 trillion added to our deficit. Now, the Democratic Party was bitching to high heaven because they were stating that Republicans are spending too much money. Really? Who's the ones that ran up? Who's the party that ran up our deficit into the trillions? It was Obama, Biden, I like to call it, because that's where Obama got his 3rd term in.
Yes.
Yeah, he stated, in the basement, eating Cheetos or whatever the hell he's eating. And we really don't want to know.
Running the country.
Running the country, you bet. He had his front man, Biden. Biden even stated during an interview, this little kid, he says, I've never taken so many orders before until I became president. So, therefore, and especially when their press secretaries walk out and state that they just got done talking to President Obama when it should have been Biden.
Yeah.
But there again, okay, Jen Psaki made that mistake, and then also the toilet bowl brush. I can't remember her name.
KJP.
Oh yeah, something like that. And then she realized it finally after she just went right by it like it was nothing. So the government shutdown is not because of the Republican Party. It's because of the Democratic Party not getting their way and receiving our taxpayers' money to pay for their fucking illegals that they brought into our country illegally.
And again, Americans being taken advantage of because of a split government. How can we run as a united States of America when all the Democrats and the leftists, mostly the leftists that have their agenda, but the Democratic Party cannot make their base angry because they will lose their base, but they divide us.
Well, anytime I see a Democrat speaking and their lips are moving, they're lying.